Trigonometric identities are a fundamental part of trigonometry. There's lots of different relationships that exist among trigonometric functions. In general, an identity is an equation that is true for all values of x, for which both sides of the equation is defined. So we've seen things like this already in trigonometry, so things such as the Pythagorean identity that sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x is equal to 1. But there's lots of different identities that stem from the basic relationships of between sine, cosine, tangent, and the other trigonometric functions. We often like to verify trigonometric identities. To verify an identity, we simply want to show that it's true for all values of x. So there's lots of different things that can happen, and so these are just some guidelines to follow when trying to verify a trigonometric identity. First is we have two sides of an equation. The one that looks more complicated generally will be a little bit easier to work with because there will be more options with something that has more parts. Perform any operations that are shown, like adding fractions, actually performing an exponent on a binomial or trinomial or something like that. Perform operations that are occurring in there. Always look for ways to factor your expressions, and often you'll be able to find ways to cancel different common factors. Be aware of all identities that you already know about, things like the reciprocal identities and the Pythagorean identities, and so on. If you're really stuck, one thing that can often help is to rewrite one side of the equation in terms of only sine and cosine functions. Since all of our trigonometric functions can be written in terms of sine and cosine, that can often help to simplify things. And then always remember where you're trying to get. What is the expression that you're trying to end up with when simplifying one side of the equation? A key thing to remember when verifying trigonometric identities is that you will always only be working with one side of the equation. You work with the one side and try to get it to look like the other side. So you keep that other side as your goal. Keep that in mind.